All right. I promised in the last Conversation with G show that I would make a video to elaborate on a question that came up at the end of the show, which is so in-depth that I could talk about it forever. And the thing that I pointed out that kind of stopped everybody in their tracks is that your identity, that which you think you are, that which you are, that's the way you behave. I am like this, I'm a smart person, I'm a dumb person, I'm intelligent, I'm a happy person, I'm a sad person, I can't get a break, I have these abilities but not that. All of that are patterns of behavior that were chosen by you at some time in your life. You forgot you chose them and you think they're you. They're a mask you put on, forgot you were wearing a mask, and now the mask is you. It came up under the context of a technique I recommend for people who are trying to make transitions in their life, acting as if. Starting to actually inhabit the space and behave like the kind of person you would need to be if you were actually living the dream that you have. So if your dream is to be a rock star, you need to act like a rock star. Don't trash hotel rooms, but know your craft, know your audience, know how to move the audience, have confidence, be in touch with your sexual energy. That's what makes a rock star. You have to cultivate those qualities and actually become that person. If you want to be successful, you have to cultivate the qualities of a successful person. It's simply what you have to do. Now, what that brings up is a sense of being phony, a sense of being inauthentic, because I'm acting like somebody I'm not. And right there is the key to the whole thing. You say, I'm acting like somebody I'm not. What I want to point out to you is that the person you think you are, right? Because if you're not that, then you're this, that's why you're not that. The person you think you are was made up in the first place. That came about as a result of the process of acting as if. Because when you were young, you were in circumstances where you were forced into a particular pattern of behavior to keep yourself from being punished or hurt or embarrassed or ashamed. One of a million punishments that go along when our behavior meets with the disapproval of our caregivers. And so you started to act as if you were this person that was acceptable to them. And you did it so well you forgot that you were acting. I'm not kidding. You started to act as if you were that person. Because you were so young and pliable and weren't attached to anything, you literally became that. And other characteristics were bad, you couldn't have those, you literally became that person. So now you're feeling so stuck there that when you try to act like somebody else, it feels phony. I'll give you one more little insight into that. And that is, you know, right from the get-go, you were acting as if right from the beginning, which is why your whole life you felt like a phony, and I know this resonates to everybody listening. Your whole life you felt like a phony. That's because you are. That's because the person you had to become to please your parents isn't who you are. It is somebody that you created out of necessity to be able to negotiate the difference between what you wanted and what your tribe said was okay to have or be. And so you had to compromise your own dream so that your dream didn't run into the criticism or total censure of your tribe. This is a process that's constantly going on. Only now, when we do have bigger dreams and we want to try to inhabit those dreams, it's our own selves telling us, you can't have that, that's not you. Besides just being able to tap to work through that internal resistance, the tapping first needs to have the right context. You first need to recognize that these are patterns of reactive behavior. They are not you. Even the feeling of being a phony is simply a protective shell that's been built around this identity in an attempt to protect it. Why? Because that identity is what kept you safe. So as far as the nervous system is concerned, this is what safety is. This is what you need to be safe. And so to compromise that is to become unsafe. So it literally triggers the fight, flight, freeze mechanism. Even without there actually being a threat. As far as the nervous system is concerned, there is a threat. You're going to become somebody else. is probably way closer to who you really are than who you think you are. But there is that internal resistance to it. That's where it's coming from. If you recognize that that's what it is. And as you begin to act as if, when you begin to actually start to let yourself sit like the person you want to be, to speak like the person you want to be, to think like the person you want to be, to pick up new habits of the kind of person that's actually capable of living your dream. When you do that and you feel the resistance, you can recognize that this is a resistance programmed into the system. It's not me. Even the feeling of phoniness. Then you can use something like EFT to work on that feeling of resistance until it's cleared. Once it's cleared, go back to the acting as if again and see what else comes up until there's nothing left to come up. And what will happen is you'll find yourself actually feeling like that person, feeling like the success, feeling like the one in charge, feeling like the one who knows what they're doing. You will feel the confidence. You won't feel inauthentic or phony. Now, the most important thing, the takeaway is that our identities aren't always a choice. None of these identities in and of themselves are you. You can be anything. It doesn't mean you take some of this that's all messed up and turn it into something else. You can be anything. But it means that you're going to choose to be that and begin to step into those shoes. When you do that, you will feel uncomfortable. So we have these techniques to help get beyond the discomfort and make the transition. Because once the body, mind, nervous system mechanism recognizes that it isn't in danger, it begins to relax and reorganize itself on a new level. And the new level is you being the person you actually want to be and are capable of being. I hope that helps. It is a big subject and I could go on about it all day, but I don't have all day right today. So for now, this is GP Walsh. Join me on Conversations with G, conversationswithg.com for past episodes, and I